Now we're going to move on to the shirts that I've designed under the Fastfuud name, which hence the word where your food came from. So this is actually the first t-shirt I ever designed. So this is actually called the Headphone Girl. Seeing the band shirts, I'm a big fan of music. Kind of had this idea in my head all along. I guess it can involve the raver crowd or techno crowd. It's pretty open-minded what it can represent. Just thought, as it says design, it's a pretty common pose for you see a lot of DJs with their head and some pretty girls. So actually this is kind of inspired by John K. Spumco girls. So you can see kind of the big lips here and the big eyelashes. So if some people have mentioned that I've worn it around. And then in the back you have my logo here, Fastfuud, which is my brand, and my burger logo, which is representation of my last name, which is Burger. So, and actually this shirt can be bought on my website. If you go to fastfood.com and go to the store, that's where you're going to get the Headphone Girl shirt. This is another shirt that you can buy on my site. It's a samurai shirt. It's pretty... I brought it to Screen Printer House locally, and they say it's probably the largest designs they've ever printed. It is 2 colors, because didn't know about screen printing at the time, didn't know how fine they could do the lines, so it's actually black on white. It's a bit blown out. I'll bring it towards you to see more of the detail, but it is a samurai shirt. I think samurais are cool. Some people may argue this is a dragon. I believe it's a lion. I actually looked at a lion photo reference to do it. You may notice that the threads are white versus the shirt that's kind of like this navy blue, and actually dyed these shirts by hand with some help, and due to the threads being like a polyester, they didn't take in the dye, so everyone thinks it looks cool, but it was a pain in the butt to make, and I'll probably never dye them again. Although if there are shirts that are relatively inexpensive that I could buy, that have the dye, that have the threads a different color, that'd be great. So as you can see, kind of a close-up view of the samurai, and it's all done vector. So of course, if this needed to be blown up on a billboard, it could, which would be awesome. So there's, I guess, the samurai shirt as it would be informally titled, and of course you have on the back my Fastfuud logo, and you can kind of see there's a slight variation in the color. That's kind of what I was going for. It was actually supposed to be black, but it turned out to be a dark navy blue instead. So this shirt actually was I'm kind of interning, I guess, at a screen print house locally, and the guy who run the shop was like, "Hey, why don't you bring a design and we'll print it?" I'm like, "Sweet." So I actually thought, robots are always cool, and I call this big ass robot. I guess it's like a robot guard or maybe some fighter. It is not done plastisol. It kind of has that soft hand. So the inks were done with discharge. So they were discharged. Actually, they're Plastischarge inks. So this is the first Plastischarge shirt I've ever made and ever worn. So I guess it's a record for me. Hooray! And it's kind of cool because it is on the top right corner of the shirt. Hold it up so you can see a little more of the detail. Fortunately, being that kind of he essentially paid for this with the ink in the shirts, that you can't buy this on my site. But if you want to purchase it, let me know, and I'll see what I can do. Also done like an Adobe Illustrator. So that's a robot shirt, big ass robot number 1. Hopefully, beginning of a series of big ass robots. I'll keep you posted on that. This is the same big ass robot on red. Looks kind of cool. You can't really see the red here, but the thing is that we forgot to take the crosshairs off the shirt. You can kind of faintly see it here, so it's not really, you can't sell it, of course. But I, did want to hold on to it because I think it's still cool and help represent my brand. Also, I want to show you the other robot shirt. It's printed, of course, my logo, and the print house is done at Pandemic Print Works, which is local in North Carolina, Charlotte to be exact. This is a design that going to be really hard to see because I actually was printed with a glow in the dark ink. But what I'll do is I'll zoom in on this. It may be a bit slow. Let's see here. Yeah, I'll run a little bit slow. So for those of the age generation may be familiar with it, it is actually Goonies tribute shirt. Adjust this real quick. So, and as you can see, it's kind of pretty bright because I think the glow in the dark has an effect. So it says "Never Say Die." You have One-Eyed Willie, you have the key, glasses. There's the comb that the mouth would have, Baby Ruth. It's all there. I made a few shirts with this. Another one of, hey, bring a shirt design by and we'll print it. So I'm like, sweet. I want to do a series of tribute to 80s shirts. This is the first one. I think eventually I'd like to do posters of it. Hopefully, I don't technically have the rights to this, but hopefully it could go under the, I think you have some freedom with fan art, unless I get a C&D on this. So I'm hoping to maybe in the future do some screen printing posters. So that's my Goonies tribute shirt. I'll zoom in, or I'll actually bring the shirt to the camera so you can see a little more of the detail. So as you can see, this is actually printed with a glow in the dark ink, and it is printed like a plastisol with a kind of a chemical to give it a little bit of a softer hand. So yeah, I was very surprised. We actually printed, I believe, with like a 230 mesh. So as you can see, I got a surprisingly high amount of detail for being printed on a shirt versus like on a piece of paper. And then just to give this guy props, here's the place to print at, Pandemic Print Works. I don't know, it's just guy I know. Just love the design, the aces spelling the Pandemic Print Works. This is also done with a discharge ink, and really nothing more to say. Go check them out and say hello. And that's in Charlotte, North Carolina. So in NODA, if for those locals to North Carolina, or Charlotte, North Carolina. Now we're gonna move on to the video games pop culture shirts. So of course these are just random shirts I collect throughout the years. And so here we go. So I'm not really gonna explain what the shirt means. Only I guess true fans would understand. But that's I Hadoukened. Actually bought this from Canada actually. It was a limited run. He had some pre-order, and I thought, man, it's really cool. If those who are unfamiliar, it's actually I Saw Conquered, I believe, and he kind of made a parody of that. So I have not seen this shirt sold otherwise or sold in the site anymore. So I guess it's a rarity. And I get a lot of comments for people who are fans of this particular game. So there's that.